Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video. And today, we are going to do 10 scripted wrestling moments that fans actually thought were real. Well, we all know there's one that was real, and that was Matt Hardy and Edge. That one was real. But scripted moments that we actually thought were real, that's kind of tough. I can't really think of any off the top of my head because wrestling has always been scripted. So it's kind of hard to just be like, you know what? I think this I thought this was real right here. There was never a moment where I thought something was real. So yeah. But without further ado, though, let's get right into it, shall we? Without further ado, let's get it. So, it's this fun.
Wrestling is unique in how it blends wrestlers' personal lives and real-life dramas into the story. Not to mention those stories that hit close to home. Today, we'll discuss various examples of
if that's the case, then fucking yeah, Bret Hart and Vince. That was definitely one I thought was real.
and angles that blurred the lines between reality and fiction, as we highlight 10 moments where fans thought wrestling was real. Eddie Guerrero's feud with JBL in 2004 had plenty of moments that pushed the envelope.
This right here alone made me realize, it would let you know that it's scripted. Come on now.
All of which were done to get heat on Bradshaw's new heel character. There were two particularly shocking angles involving JBL and Eddie that took place in May of 2004, both of which featured aspects that were real. The first incident saw Bradshaw put his hands on Eddie's mother during a live event in the Guerrero's hometown of El Paso, Texas. The shock of the altercation caused Eddie's mom to suffer a kayfabe heart attack. Which led to both uproar and a stunned silence from the crowd.
Yeah, that I could tell that was scripted, bro. But WWE be playing too much, bro. WWE be playing too much, bro. Because back then, the internet wasn't a thing yet. But if you got a high IQ, then you would know that this is scripted. Come on, bro. Even I knew this was scripted. The way he touched her and the way she was like, you knew this shit was scripted, bro. Just by the way she was acting, bro. Come on, dog. Come on, man. Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
You knew this shit was scripted. Come on, dog. And I was like 10 years old around this time. 9 or 10, I don't remember.
The rush and adrenaline of the angle caused Guerrero's mother to experience a legit health scare.
She couldn't get her breath. She couldn't get anything. And the doctor's like, she's having a fucking heart attack. Like, well, hey, good acting, doc. But he wasn't acting. She wasn't acting. And Eddie Guerrero sure as fuck wasn't acting.
They had to give me a police escort out of El Paso, and they made me drive all the way to Odessa. They said, if you stay in town, we can't guarantee somebody won't kill you.
Eddie looked to get his revenge on Layfield at Judgment Day. The two wrestled a brutal match where JBL gave Latino Heat a vicious chair shot.
Damn.
Guerrero ended up cutting his head too deep with the subsequent blade job, thus requiring a hospital visit and 16 stitches.
I hope, you know, when you see that Eddie passed away, you hope that shit like this wasn't the reason why.
Injury was used in storyline the next week when Eddie collapsed during a match due to the large amount of blood he lost at the pay-per-view. Just like the angle in El Paso a few weeks prior, a shocked silence came over the crowd, all while doctors tended to Guerrero as the show went off the air. Eric Bischoff enjoyed taking plenty of victory laps on WCW Monday Nitro, whilst in the midst of an 83-week rating win streak over WWF Raw. By the spring of 1998, however, the gap began to close until Raw finally overtook Nitro. Bischoff was keen to regain his crown though, and went as far as to challenge the World Wrestling Federation's chairman Vince McMahon to a match at WCW's upcoming Slamboree pay-per-view.
Vince McMahon, you show up at Slamboree, it'll be me and you, McMahon, in the ring.
This was a direct response to X-Pac's shoe style promo on Eric and Hulk Hogan the month prior.
Or Eric Bischoff will go so far up your ass, You'll know what you had for breakfast.
As well as the DX invasion that made fun of WCW outside an arena which housed WCW wrestlers at the time who were getting ready for a live Nitro. Fans speculated if Vince would actually show up to face Bischoff, since this all just seemed like a publicity stunt to pique interest in a declining product. Nevertheless, World Championship Wrestling set up a security escort and dressing room for McMahon. It was said that Vince didn't appear on the show because he was attending his daughter Stephanie's college graduation in Boston, which was only about 50 miles away from the site of the Slamboree event in Worcester. In reality, there was no way McMahon was going to show up on WCW due to the contractual and business ramifications that were at play, but that didn't stop many fans from speculating and ultimately tuning in just in case.
I wanted to piss him off as much as I could to try to get him off his game. I was told by enough people, Hulk and Randy and others, that did know Vince really well, that they thought he was going to show up.
So he beats my ass. Okay. It's one of the best pay-per-views.
But he does it on your television.
On my pay-per-view.
So I thought, well, if he shows up, great. If I kick his ass, I kick his ass. If he kicks my ass, I still win.
MJF's promos in All Elite Wrestling often spoke about the bidding war of 2024, which was the year his contract was set to expire, where AEW and WWE would have to come up with massive money deals to ensure they signed him. The rumors of MJF leaving AEW continued to heat up after he no-showed a FanFest meet and greet ahead of Double or Nothing 2022. This was following a disagreement with Tony Khan over Maxwell wanting a higher paid contract. Friedman would later shed light on the controversy during an in-character interview with Sam Roberts, though we can read between the lines based on what was said.
I did not go because my boss at the time was being a fucking mark. If you don't want to pay me what I'm worth, Dad D does not show up to work.
This is MJF trying to be Pillman.
Yeah, and no, it was MJF trying to make what he was, deserved to be making, based on the numbers I bring in when I am on screen.
Many speculated if MJF was going to appear for a scheduled match at the pay-per-view, while others questioned if the whole thing was a work or not. Though it had been said, MJF booked a flight out of the event's location in Las Vegas. Nevertheless, he ended up appearing wrestling on the night, before cutting a live shoot promo on Tony Khan the next week.
Look at me, Tony. I want you to fire me. You fucking mark. Fire me.
From your perspective, what happened with MJF this week?
I'm not gonna
Yeah, this was a work. Yeah, you could tell this was a work. Come on, dog.
comment on that, but I've got a lot of stuff on the pay-per-view I can comment.
Because if that was real, they would have cut the cameras to something else immediately. Like, they not finna let that shit go.
But I'm not gonna comment on that.
Friedman returned later in the year, and though he still cut promos touting the upcoming bidding war between WWE and AEW, it's believed he signed a new contract with All Elite Wrestling in 2022.
Is MJF still with AEW? Like, what is his status with the company right now?
Especially after the great show we did, I'm not gonna comment on it, but it's a fair question to ask, but I'm not gonna cover that one right now. Thanks, Nick.
There are a lot of people today that presumed it was all a work from start to finish.
It was not all a work.
But for sure, at the beginning, it was not a work. Absolutely 100%.
No. And
no showing.
The no showing
there
wasn't
were people furious about it. There were people worried.
Yeah, we are misfits. But guess what? We come together, we put on the best fucking professional wrestling shows this world has ever fucking seen. And I put my fucking name on that. You wanna know why I put my name on that? Because I'm ready to step the fuck up. I'm ready to be the face of this company. I'm ready to be the face of the mayhem, of the misfits, as long as this motherfucker ponies up the money. But that is neither here nor there.
I believe in AEW. I believe that it's where the best wrestle. I believe that we have some of the most top-tier elite talent you get to see in the world today.
MJF's behavior drew comparisons to Brian Pillman, as in 1996 Pillman shocked the wrestling world with his loose cannon persona that expertly blurred the lines between what was real and fake. Though it was all a work, it still left fans and wrestlers questioning if Pillman's erratic behavior was part of the script or not.
Because he knew if the other wrestlers believed it was real, then they would tell the newsletter editors, wow, that guy's really nuts, and the word would travel.
This guy's whacked, and maybe he was, who knows? He was either the smartest crazy man I ever met or the craziest smart guy I ever met, I don't know.
Some of Pillman's crazy actions included getting heavy-handed in a match with Kevin Sullivan. Acknowledging Sullivan was WCW's head booker.
I don't think this is what Aretha Franklin meant.
Booker, man.
Grabbing Bobby Heenan.
Wait a minute. Wait. No.
Hey, yo.
What are you doing? Easy.
And showing up on ECW while still contracted to WCW, something that was agreed between both companies.
Bischoff is each and every one of these motherfucking smart
Pillman's antics were ultimately cut short after he suffered serious injuries in a car wreck, though he would eventually sign for the WWF for significantly more money than he was previously on after being given his release by Eric Bischoff.
We agreed that, when the time was right, that he would come back. And he and I had stayed in contact. Maybe he worked me. Maybe he got exactly what he wanted out of me, and the only reason he was talking to me after the fact was to kind of keep me on the hook. I don't know.
Bryan continued to shock audiences in WWF. Who could forget the infamous gun angle? Pillman's feud with Goldust over Terry Runnels also hit on real-life issues since Bryan had dated Terry before she and Goldust were together.
Because you know your little daughter, Dakota? She's mine! She's my love child!
Nowadays, the line between fact and fiction gets blurred quite often in professional wrestling, but to me, that was one of the first that really took real-life relationships and put them out there for the public.
Brian Pillman was once a member of the Four Horsemen, a group known for viciously beating down their enemies. One of the most famous examples occurred when the Horsemen, who were essentially a trio at the time, broke Dusty Rhodes' leg in 1985.
At home, and Flair dropped a knee on his leg.
The pain that this man is going through at this time.
That face sure tells it all, Tony.
While this was just an angle, try telling that to the fans in attendance. The furious crowd tried to storm the ring while preventing the heels from leaving the cage, almost causing a riot in the process.
Now we're to get out of the ring. Full
Yeah, that's when wrestling was real.
We had heat.
That's when wrestling was real, bro. When fans wanted to beat the shit out the bad guys, yo, this is when wrestling was real.
There's been plenty of times when it all became too real for the fans, to the point where they've jumped the rail to try and get at the wrestlers in some way.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Usually the assailants were either restrained by the referee or security.
Answer the challenge.
The referee used to beat the shit out these niggas, bruh. Referee had to beat the shit out these niggas, dog.
But sometimes the wrestlers were able to get their licks in and beat up the intruder. Only fools rush in, as the song goes.
Está la parca. LA Park, me dicen. Este es LA Park.
Oh yeah.
WCW had numerous incidents where fans tried to fight talent or enter the ring.
Oh my goodness. We've got a wild scene going on here.
So much so that the company began scripting fan attacks.
Someone's come out of the stands. Someone came out of the stands, walked right into the ring. Up a fan.
Unlike in WWE, the WCW commentators always acknowledge when legit audience members got in on the action.
Well, and there is a big mistake from a fan. A big mistake.
This made it harder to tell if it was a planted fan or not, though viewers could usually spot the difference, since the real run-ins were far more chaotic, with the rushing fans getting jumped on straight away. Meanwhile, the beatings they received from the wrestlers were a lot less polished, to say the least.
Hulk Hogan. What do we got here?
Fan run-ins were common during segments where the New World Order wreaked havoc in WCW, but there was one NWO angle that was so shocking for the time, it had fans calling the emergency services so as to help the battered wrestlers and arrest the NWO. This segment occurred on the July 29th, 1996 edition of Monday Nitro. It was the NWO's first big showing since their formation a few weeks prior. The group destroyed multiple wrestlers in the back, some of which had to be carted away in ambulances. It was rare to see a beatdown of this nature in a major promotion.
Oh no!
The fact it was away from the ring made it feel that bit more real, as was the MO of the NWO faction right from their inception. Allowing your wife to become an on-screen character is dangerous, but oftentimes the marriage ends and the spouse goes on to marry another wrestler. Kurt Angle's wife Karen marrying Jeff Jarrett is one of the most famous examples, since it was used as part of Angle and Jarrett's rivalry. Karen had previously appeared with Kurt in TNA up until their divorce in October 2008. It was shortly after this that Karen became romantically involved with Jarrett, which later came to light after initially being kept a secret. This was put into storyline return the next year and featured numerous uneasy segments given the circumstances.
Big Daddy's not gonna be alone at Slammiversary either.
I was with Kurt Angle for 12 years, but I was alone. But now, I've got somebody who loves me and who's a good daddy to my kids.
I've never seen a woman fight like this for a man ever. Watch out!
Kurt, I really miss you.
God.
We've been through a lot. Okay, let's hear me out.
Ex-husband on our honeymoon.
There was even a match where Angle battled for the custody of his 2 kids, but since Kurt lost, he had to attend Jeff and Karen renewing their wedding vows.
Jeff, you may kiss your bride.
But me stealing Kurt's wife is the furthest thing from the truth. When we hired Kurt Angle, they were legally separated.
This drama was brought up again years later in AEW, when a rap from Max Caster forced a work shoot style promo response from Double J on his My World podcast.
Sailing upwards is just your way of life, and you stealing money like it's Kurt Angle's wife.
Max Caster, you crossed the line. Pal, you have no idea the can of worms you've opened. None. A receipt is coming Wednesday, I assure you that.
So, like, our kids knew, like, hey, this is not real. This is not what our life is really like. But I'm glad all that's over. Next question.
One of the best ways wrestling blurs the lines between reality and fiction is in the form of shoot-style promos that hit on real-life issues.
I'm throwing coffee on myself. As far as I'm concerned, Eric Bischoff.
And let me tell you who doesn't give a shit about this company. That goddamn politician Hulk Hogan. And Hogan, you big bald son of a bitch, kiss my ass.
I left the World Wrestling Federation for gimmicks like this. And before you, and oh, my new name is Seven, by the way, so they've dressed me up like Uncle Fester. So when you walked down that aisle last week, people at home, all they did was grab their remote, change the channel to the WWF, and watch Stone Cold, a person you and your old friends got fired from here.
McMahon didn't want someone like The Undertaker representing the World Wrestling Federation.
Vince, you tried to bury me and you tried to kill me off, but you didn't get the job done. Stone Cold, no, Stone Cold, you will always be the ringmaster.
When I was out hurt, you stupid bastard, you lying coward, what did you do? You did everything you could do to get inside my girl's head and inside her pants.
You drove everybody out of business, didn't you, Vince? You ran all the competition into the ground and you stole all their ideas and you made yourself a billionaire out of it.
The only reason you were WWE champion for a year is because Triple H didn't want to work Tuesday.
Punk, fragile ego, fragile body, weak mind, weak spirit. Nobody wants you here, they never wanted you here. That whole locker room's afraid to say it, not me. So get out.
You talk a big game about workers' rights, yeah? Well, you've shown the exact opposite since you've gotten here.
You're an obnoxious, overbearing ass. Abuse of power. Because for as many times as this man has made you get up out of your seat.
Yo, Samoa Joe had no chance. Oh, I hate the fact that they did not push this man like they should have, bro. This promo right here, he should have been WWE or Universal Champion by this point, bro. This promo right here should have pushed him to the moon, bro. This man knows how to make promos, bro. For real, this man knows how to work the microphone. I do not understand how WWE dropped the ball with Samoa Joe, bro. And he had everything, bro. Samoa Joe was unhinged.
There are just as many times, Jeff, that you let all these people down. Well, it can be really rough this time of year. And we both know, Jeff, that eventually your demons, Jeff, they're going to come running right back. And they're going to start controlling you. If it wasn't for me, you'd be nothing. You got that? I made you. You know well I can break you. In 2005, WWE had no vision for you. And what did I do? I martyred my entire career for you.
You're just a guy holding on to that championship because I let you.
You're just a fake.
Congratulations. It took you 5 years to cut a halfway decent promo, but now I'm about to shrink you down to size.
Even though lately you've had some sunny days, my friend, you still can't get the job done.
You may have barebacked your way to some kind of main event, one pay-per-view after another.
Key examples include Vince McMahon explaining his reasons for betraying Bret Hart after the Montreal Screwjob.
Bret screwed Bret. I have no sympathy whatsoever for Bret.
Jim Cornette's promos on Raw in 1997.
Well, Shawn Michaels is still the single most talented athlete in wrestling today inside the ring. But outside, he's an adolescent, obnoxious jerk who takes his tights and goes home if he doesn't get his way. On a personal note to Hulk Hogan, you are a household word, but so is garbage. And it stinks when it gets old, too.
Damn.
Listen to people on the internet, and the people on the internet wouldn't know a wrist lock from a wristwatch. And then you got a guy, 123 kid, his name's Sean Waltman, whatever you want to call him. Well, as far as I'm concerned, the only reason
The crazy part is he's still doing this to this day. That's the crazy part. He's still doing this shit to this day. This nigga is unhinged as fuck. Shout out to Jim Cornette though. That nigga is unhinged, bro. He do not care, bro. If he don't like something, he don't like something. If he likes something, he'll let you know. But if he don't like something, he'll tell you that too. And it's not gonna be very friendly.
that he's employed is because the other guys think that he's funny when he gets drunk and throws up on himself. Wrestling fans watching a wrestling program want to see wrestlers wrestle.
And CM Punk airing his grievances on WWE during the infamous pipe bomb.
But the fact that Dwayne is in the main event of WrestleMania next year and I'm not makes me sick. I want to be the catalyst for that change.
Save me. Really what you mean is you will only accept change if it means CM Punk is on top.
You gonna punch me in the face? Or do you gotta go ask your wife permission first?
Word true promos are one thing, but what about when the action in the ring has fans guessing if what just happened was actually part of the script?
What a story this would be if Virgil can dump the big man out.
Well, the key word there.
Sting's the world champion. Here he goes. That's what we expected. Look at Steiner go. He doesn't care. He just wants to break this guy in half. With the knees. Oh, the knee right to Vader's face. Wow. Yeah. Good grief.
I was gonna kill him.
And there's something personal going on.
He was telling me, he says, you know, you hit the thing came back, broke my nose right off the bat.
All the bones in my face had to be fused. So, I mean, all my cheekbone was broken, all this was broken. My whole nose was crushed.
When that chair came down, I caught him with the lip of the chair and I ripped the skin off of his forehead all the way down to the bridge of his nose.
Damn.
He was covered in blood. He just looks at me. Don't worry, kid. Your receipt's coming.
He's in trouble. Payback.
Bitch ass Big Man.
Had a heck of a week as well as the first undisputed WWF champion.
Damn.
Just slapping in the world.
Oh yeah, this one got him demoted.
Threw him outside the ring. He landed with
oh my god, what's his quality? Oh my god,
on the concrete floor, and then Perry jacked him up and rammed him into the steps backward. The back of his head hit the steps. He beat the crap out of it.
Peter was trying to stay close to he's got a key lock there, Peter, trying to get a key lock on angle before he was hanging out to the corner.
Look at Peter's chest.
Yeah, it looks like he's laying out in the sun here in Fresno.
I had no clue what they were going to do. They treated me like crap.
Shout out to Steve-O. R.I.P. Ubagu, but shout out to Steve-O.
Bubba hit me so hard with that 2x4. I lost feeling in my feet and my hand.
Wow.
They were ready to kill us. They hit the set
They beat the crap out of us. Ron Simmons is picking up a 50-gallon drum, a shoot 50-gallon drum, and just having his way with the both of us.
These are all live rounds.
I think Public Enemy came out here for a little bit of fun. Oh my God! Just off to our left. Look at that! Oh, gosh! Look at that chair.
Sometimes it has to get to that, you know, and it's unfortunate, but it happens.
What about those times where wrestlers got legitimately angry with their opponents? Yes, they are still working within the realms of the match, but we'll still get to see those hits, moves, and moments where things become all too real.
Goes for the RKO, connects. Kofi Kingston, jaw and face planted. Oh, wow. A knee to the jaw. A knee to the jaw. He caught Lesnar good.
Damn.
It's the same look that all of us have. There's the knee. There's the knee that caught him on the ear.
Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to watch our similar video on WWE announcers who absolutely hated wrestlers on commentary. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.
Alrighty, that's just go about do it for this one, man. This is good, man. This is good right here. I like this one. But anyway, so that's just go about do it for this one. I will see you all in the next video. Till then, peace out.